Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue. And that's right, we're back to reviewing the next Pirates film, Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides. And yeah, and because seeing how, perfect time and since it's celebrating its anniversary,
Yes.
What do we have to say about the fourth one? Because after a couple of years after the third installment, it wouldn't be until, we would get the fourth one.
Right.
Yeah, so what do we have to say about this?
The fourth one was my least favorite. It
Could have been everybody's least favorite.
it didn't, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom were not prominent in it. They really
And not much of the Black Pearl crew.
Right. Their chemistry with Johnny Depp and it wasn't there. So
No.
it was lacking. It was a different feel. It felt like a different movie. Even Johnny Depp's character, Captain Jack Sparrow, was almost, it just didn't seem the same to me. Blackbeard was a good adversary, but
Yeah.
he wasn't to me, he wasn't as large as life as Davy Jones was. Davy Jones to me was the best villain of the Pirates movies.
Yes.
I never saw Hector Barbosa as he's sort of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And of course he's frenemies with Jack.
Right, and he is my favorite character in all of those movies.
Of course.
Because he to me
Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush epitomizes a pirate.
Yeah.
He played it to a T.
Yes, he did.
And I loved his character.
And in this film, because one part is Gibbs is mistaken for Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, and even Jack's introduction, he's dressed up as the judge,
Right.
which was funny.
Yeah.
And Barbosa, his part in this, he I guess now part of the Navy or something, or Royal Navy.
It was I can't recall what it was called specifically, but he basically became a commissioned officer. So basically what it boiled down to, if you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah.
He turned, he made himself honest and became a commissioned officer in this the Eastern European trade or whatever they were called.
Yes.
And he became an honest man. But was he really?
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. He did it for financial gain, obviously. But it was, now he has a peg leg, which made him look even more of, the part of a pirate. But I liked him better without the peg leg, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Even
with the outfit he had on, the pirate's captain uniform he had on from the three, in all three films.
Right. And it was good to see Keith Richards back as Jack Sparrow's dad.
For a small appearance, yeah.
Yeah, for a small appearance, but he was there nonetheless. So
yeah. Talking about the Fountain of Youth.
Right.
Yes.
An excellent chase scene in the beginning.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the stagecoaches. That was
Throughout London.
Yeah, throughout London, it was excellent.
And then, even then comes in, say, Angelica.
Yes.
Yeah, Angelica and...
And who's the missionary?
The missionary? Well, and Penelope Cruz was Angelica, and the missionary, what do you mean? Which one?
There was a young missionary that was in that was a key figure in that movie. But Angelica, she turned out to be the daughter
of Blackbeard.
Yes.
Yeah, and Ian McShane, who plays Blackbeard.
Right.
Or Blackbeard's real name, Edward Teague.
And where did Barbossa's daughter come in?
Until in the fifth film.
Right.
Yeah, which we will get to the fifth film later on. So down the road a bit.
Exactly.
But anyways, and the Fountain of Youth, that's the main the plot of the film.
Exactly.
What about that? What do we think of that?
Well, the Fountain of Youth has always been a mythical thing. That if you find the Fountain of Youth, you drink from it, you don't age, or you age very slowly.
Exactly.
It cures all your ills. Everything.
And even say that was even originally going to be part of the third National Treasure film.
Mm-hmm.
But because National Treasure 3 never happened, they put that in the next pirate film. I guess it kind of fit, don't you think?
Oh, it absolutely fit.
Yeah, and also on Blackbeard's ship, it kind of comes to life itself, with the sword.
Yes.
Yeah, and even some of Blackbeard's crew are zombies.
Yeah.
What did we think of that?
It was really cool. The special effects. I mean, that's the one thing you'll always get with the
Also, yeah, because of ILM. Yeah.
right, the Disney movie.
Heavily being doing the effects for the pirate films.
Right.
And the mermaids in the film.
Yeah, the mermaids.
That was interesting. We see mermaids in in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense, you know.
Sure it does. And it didn't take it too far, really, because the fact that, the first Pirates movie was the Black Pearl, and it was cursed, and the crew was cursed. So we saw ghosts, we saw a cursed crew.
Skeleton crew.
Yeah, exactly. So, quite literally. So we had, we already had that in theme from the beginning. We already know it's fantasy, so there's nothing that's really, it doesn't have to be historically accurate, at least to that point.
Right.
So to see mermaids was like, it's a Pirates movie. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course you're going to see mermaids.
Of course, yeah. And some of the other characters, just like, because... Oh, yeah, because I even forgot, because Richard Griffiths is in this, you know.
Yeah.
The late, great Richard Griffiths as King George II.
Right.
And did you remember Judi Dench's cameo?
Yes, I do. I regularly, but anything she does is brilliant. So
yeah, yeah. So there you go. And trying to see who else, but oh yeah, because even because Astrid, whatever her last name is, as the mermaid.
Yes.
And even Sam Claflin as Philip. That mermaid and Philip, they do get together. So
exactly.
Yeah, and I remember because Robbie Kay as the cabin boy. He would go on to be Peter Pan in Once Upon a Time. I remember his part in this, and even Barbosa, well, even Gibbs, he was kind of stuck in joining with Barbosa, make their way to the Fountain of Youth. Yeah, and trying to remember oh yeah, Scrum. I remember him too in this, and who would appear in the next one. I think he was the one that kind of played the guitar or something.
Yes,
it was kind of on Jack's side at least. But yeah, and I remember this, when Barbosa and the Gibbs and the others, they make their way on the island, and their ship is still out in the ocean. Of course, the mermaids, they of course take advantage of it, and they attack the remaining the crew, some of the crew left behind, to mine the boat and such.
Right. And
they get pulled down into the water.
Sure.
You hear the screams and everything else. And there's another thing. Remember that thing? Because Barbosa kind of saved Gibbs from a poisoned arrow frog or something. Red frog.
Right.
What are those again? Those red frogs, poisoned or something?
Yeah, they're very poisonous. It's a type of frog, and I don't know that they're all red.
They're not called the poisoned arrow frog, are they? Or...
No, but they natives would extract the poison and put them into arrows, and when they would make contact, and break the skin, when they would go into someone, then they would be poisoned and die. Probably if the arrow didn't kill them, the poison would.
Okay then. And up to the climax. Well, oh no. Here's another thing: the Black Pearl in a bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all we get of Black Pearl.
Yes.
And the thing is, even inside of the bottle, you see the the Cotton's parrot and the monkey.
Right.
Were they still in there apparently, or I guess they were.
Apparently they were. Yeah.
And the voodoo doll of Jack, that thing.
Yes.
And remember that scene where Jack jumping over a waterfall?
Oh yeah.
The voodoo doll's thrown Jack screaming, Yeah. That was funny. But then of course he finally does jump. Is the way he screams.
I know, I love it.
I love one line because where the little the battle between the mermaids, and he does something. I guess he starts an explosion or something. Yeah. He jumps off of a lighthouse, and I just love the line. Did anybody see that? Because I will not be doing it again. I like that line.
Yes.
Trying to remember the climax, the battle between Barbosa and Blackbeard,
Yes.
And I guess Angelica's trying to save her father, but it's really that Angelica needs to be the one that needs to be rescued. Blackbeard, of course, saving his daughter, and the way that Blackbeard's killed, it's I don't know, he kind of turns into a skeleton or something. Do you not remember that?
Yeah, I do.
If you could describe it.
I can't describe it. You did it. I think you did it the best way.
Yeah. And near the end of the film, like even Jack kind of leaving Angelica on a like a small island, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guess if I remember correctly, like Angelica mentioning that, saying to Jack, I don't know, like she was tricking him, but like she's pregnant with his child. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you remember that.
I'm trying to remember that specifically, but
even Barbosa, I remember because like he gets advantage of Blackbeard's ship.
Right.
What was the name of is it Queen Mary? That's the name of the ship? The Queen Mary ship, or
I can't remember what the name of the ship was.
I don't know either. But he does take advantage. He takes possession of Blackbeard's ship and like, the revenge is mine. Right. And he gains on his old pirate uniform.
Yeah.
Yep. And all hands, make make way for Tortuga.
Right.
Yeah, and his laugh, because even in that, and now in the final scene, like Jack and Gibbs talking, and Jack has the Blackbeard and the Black Pearl in the bottle, and the end credit scene. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
We cut back to Angelica,
yeah.
And the voodoo doll of Jack gets beached up.
Exactly.
Washes up on the beach.
Yes.
And and like, I guess like a grin or something on her face, and like, yeah, she's gonna have fun with that. But I will say, Pirates 4, it's an okay, decent sequel in the Pirates franchise.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, it was obviously not the best of the five, but it was I would say it was probably my least favorite, but it was still a good movie.
It was still a good movie and fun to watch, I guess you could say.
Yes.
So, and how do we rate this?
I would say on a scale out of 5 stars, I'll give it 3.5.
3.5?
I'll give it 3.5 because it's still a Pirates movie. It still had a good plot. Some key characters were missing, which took away from it, I thought.
Yeah.
But it was still a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think at World's End kind of wrapped things up and such,
I agree.
And like, trying to do something else like in the Pirate franchise, with few new different characters,
Exactly.
Something like that. If you get my point.
Right.
So I give this 7 out of 10, so that's still good.
Yeah.
So you give it 4, you say?
I gave it 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
He gave that, and I give it 7 out of 10. So you guys let us know what you think of the 4th film, what you thought of our review. Leave comments, give it a like, and any last words?
I must be off.
He says that for me. We hope you enjoyed our review of Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides. More reviews on your way. Keep looking forward. They're going to be awesome. And we'll see you guys in the next video / review video. Take care and peace out.
Arrgh.
Arrgh.